Hello, guys. Welcome to the Gamers Recap on Anything podcast. I'm your host, Slowden, and I'm going to have a couple guest stars with us as well. Some will be throwing themselves in here during the recording, so they are probably going to be confused, but I will say some names, and if they join, they join. So this is going to be one of those podcasts today where people's just going to randomly join the recording. For right now, one person that is on time and here would be Grim. Hello, Grim. And
What's good, everybody?
And today's episode will be on Call of Duty. We're going to tell you guys our history with Call of Duty and a little bit of history of Call of Duty itself, because I know there's a lot of you guys that are new to Call of Duty that's played Call of Duty recently, like the new Warzone 2.0 and Warzone in general, and like the new Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare games plays and like Vanguard. Those are all new to the series. So us old timers, I guess, that's played like the very first Call of Duty, we're gonna like run you guys down on some of its backstories and why a lot of us wish that Call of Duty was more like their old selves. You know what I mean? So, Yep. For now, the ones that's not here with us that I don't know will join. Probably not. Probably will. Not too sure. But one of them for today will be on in 15 minutes, which would be Shotties, Black Shotties. If you guys haven't checked out his YouTube channel, go check him out. He's also on Twitch. It'll be the same name, Black Shotties Jr. So go look him up. And it's all together, I believe. Like, there's no spaces. Paranormally, people call her that. Pumpkin's ex-girlfriend. Whatever you guys call her. There's her. She might join. She said she said she's not sure because she's a wee little busy. When we was in a pre-call with her. Now as well, that could just randomly pop up in here would be HJ Gaming. Hutto Daddy would be probably his name one here is what they bring up.
Probably.
Yeah. Pumpkin, Trap King, and I think that's it. I believe. I don't remember if I added anyone else to the thing or not, but
hold on, I can
so those are the other people that could join.
Yeah, Black Shotties, you, me, Para, Pumpkin, Ace, Trap King, and Cypher. And
oh yeah, Cypher. Or some people say ZV Lifer, or
yeah,
I don't know, the Black Gateway King or something. I don't.
Yeah, it's just us.
I don't know.
It's just all of us.
It's everything, I guess, and it's just everything. So yeah, those are all the people that could join us. Most likely it's just going to be Shotty, so he's the only one we're really looking forward to joining at the moment. But yeah, so if you guys want to get in a podcast with us, all you have to do is ask, and we can add you to our podcast group. And when we move someone, and they could get put back in later on or something, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you guys want to get in a recording with us, all you gotta do is ask, and you can get in future recordings. Sometimes I record these episodes alone, but recently I've been trying to get more people to record so that it's a lot more fun for you guys and for me. So
like me.
Yeah, like you. Alright, so you got the first article opened up, right?
Yeah, for the 2003 Call of Duty one, very first one.
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
We also have a few articles that we're gonna read. We're not gonna read all the articles that I had picked out. We're gonna pick if you guys want to see the articles that I had all picked out, you guys can go in the description. I'll have them all linked there. Now, like I said, I didn't read every single one of them. I just read a few handfuls of them, but it'll give you more of a reference on them. So, like always, if you guys are new to this podcast, do me a favor, follow it on us. Just follow it on all the social medias. It's everywhere. This podcast is on every podcasting platform there is, unless I missed it somewhere. And I know it's not on SoundCloud for people that said, why isn't it on SoundCloud? It's not on SoundCloud because it costs money, so I just didn't want to pay for that. So, it's not on there, but it's on everything else. So just hit that follow button, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I don't want none. Yeah. Hey, so I'm gonna read that first part where it says Call of Duty is a 2003 first-person shooter.
Okay.
I'm gonna read that.
Mhm.
All right. Call of Duty is 2003 first-person shooter game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It is the first ever installment in the Call of Duty franchise, released in October 29th, 2003 for Microsoft Windows. The game simulates infantry and carbine arms warfare of World War II. Using a modified version of the ID Tech 3 engine, much of its theme and gameplay is similar in a model of Honor series. However, Call of Duty showcased multiple viewpoints staged in the American, British, and Soviet theaters of World War II. And I believe it. Oh yeah, the way I'm holding the phone, it changed it. So underneath the Call of Duty photo, there's another paragraph there. You can start reading there if you want.
The second one.
Yeah, where it says the game introduced.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The game introduced the new take-on AI-controlled allies to support the player during missions and react to similar. Holy crap! Simulation changes during gameplay. This led to greater emphasis on squad-based play and opposed to the lone wolf approach often portrayed in early first-person shooter games. Much of Infinity Ward's development team considered a member who developed the Medal of Honor Allied Assault. The game received critical acclaim and won several Game of the Year awards from reviewers.
Okay, so just like I said, a lot of us that get to, that play these types of Call of Duty games and first-person games at this time, we always the lone wolf. We always played by ourselves. So whenever multiplayer came out, that's why multiplayer was such a big hit, because you actually play with other people. And when someone was actually good at a game, like they were basically the leader of the team, just because they were good at the game. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, you're good at the game, no big deal. But back then it was a huge deal because people played on their own terms. I mean, like they do sort of nowadays, but the way everyone played, they was always on their own. But when they played with a multiplayer game-based game, and for the first time, it was such a big deal if someone was better than you. It was such a big deal. Nowadays, it's just not really too big of a deal. Even though you got some people that think it's a big deal, which it really, it's kind of not at all. It's just, thrown in there for the fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll read this next paragraph here. In September 2004, an expansion pack called Call of Duty United Offensives, which was produced by Activision and developed by Grey Matter Studios and PI Studios, was released at the same time. The new gen version got an arena pack with three new levels and enhanced port of Call of Duty for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 titled Call of Duty Classic. Developed by Asper, was released worldwide in November 2009 with the release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 being available via redemption codes, including with the 100 and pre-stage editions of the game. Okay, so what they said was it's like it got to where the new gen consoles is coming out, so Call of Duty was a little late into the old gen consoles at the time. So around this time, it's like dropping off the old gen and it's bringing out the new ones. So what they did was they didn't plan on making a new Call of Duty, so what they did is just add an expansion pack for it to make it, you know what I mean? Make it down into the new section. But that's why it was available for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And not only that, I think the way these games worked back then is if it was still a good running game during its time, they remastered it. That's why
Right.
that's why like for PlayStation 1 you had a lot of them actually was remastered for PlayStation 2. And PlayStation 2 was a lot of them was remastered for PlayStation 3. But now when PS4 came out, a lot of the games that was good hits for PlayStation 3 stayed for PlayStation 3. And
Yeah.
they just remastered a handful to throw into the PS4.
Right.
Like what they did was, we can just make a new game for this new console. There's no need to like remaster it and just throw it onto the new console. That's what they thought.
Right.
So that's why they just
Exactly.
threw it. That's why they just threw it on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got rid of it. So that's why nowadays, like the PS4, you don't have really that many remastered PS5 games from PS4.
Yeah.
But
Which kind of sucks.
yeah, and it's just like like new games that just came out at the end of the era for PS4 was remastered for PS5 as well, like Ghost of Tsushima, and a few others. Ghost of Tsushima, Farming Simulator 22, and a couple of the other games that just came out, like Miles Morales.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man, I think, was also remastered for PS5, wasn't it?
Think so. I'm not too sure myself.
I'm not too sure either. I can't remember. I think they just remastered it for PC. That's it, right? I think they remastered it somewhere.
Who knows?
Yeah. So the first Call of Duty was a big hit. However, it was also a World War II thing. Now, like I said, this is what I really enjoyed from the Call of Duty franchise. Now, Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3, they all had World War II theme. And that's what I really liked about it. Because, World War II was just such a big, big thing to me. I mean, a lot of people's like, oh yeah, it's in the past, no need to worry about it. But during this time of the games being made, it was actually a big thing around then, and I still think that it is. I'd like to see more games built around World War II. And I know the new Call of Duty World War II that just came out kind of recently. I mean, like it's more recent than this one. Was not such a big hit for other people, because what they tried to do in that one, from what I understand, I never played the campaign all the way. I played probably like 10 minutes of it, but from what I understand of it, people don't like it because of the way the guns was. You know what I mean? Like, and then they made it for the multiplayer part of it. They made it pay to win almost, because you got these mythic guns that if you got those, you basically on top over there. And you can't get mythic guns no more because, they don't update the game anymore. Well, actually, they update it still, but they don't update it like that, update it with new weapons.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, they still put patch notes in. At least my Vanguard just got a patch note not too long ago, so I'm sure they're still doing that. Same thing with Vanguard. It was also themed around World War II. A lot of people liked the game. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people liked Vanguard, but Vanguard wasn't on top like the other games, So like I said, people don't see the actual classic World War II games, and whenever someone hears about like us people that played the first Call of Duty, second, third one, and had the way that the campaign worked out for those, then whenever the new Call of Duty World War II comes out, it's just like, no, it's not there. It's not there like it was in the other games. Because I think what it was more focused on like, for example, Vanguard. It was more focused on a whole squadron, right? And you played as all 3 different squadrons or people, right? You got all their perspectives and their gear.
Yeah.
But the way it worked out in the end, I mean, like I said, I liked the campaign pretty much, but the way it worked out, it just didn't feel like he was in World War II. It just felt like he was just on a battlefield shooting around. But now, like, let's say the first Call of Duty, second one, World at War, and all that, those ones were, you actually felt like he was on battle. You felt like he was with the whole World War II thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, of course, graphics wasn't that great. back then. So it kind of filled it in as a coming out of nowhere type of game, and it felt realistic in a certain way because you actually kind of bonded with your squad or with your
whoever
or whatever you want to call it, and it just actually like felt really connecting to me. But then like I said, like the new World War II and Vanguard, it just feels like you're just there. You're not the character. You know what I mean? You're just there. That's all it is. It's like a flashback is pretty much what it was like, you know? Because the Call of Duty that I played, which a lot of, which was I think World at War, and it was it didn't feel like it was a flashback. It felt like he was actually getting into it, you know? So you also
I gotta go.
Oh, you gotta go?
I gotta go help with shit, man.
That's fine.
Alright, hey. It's good being here. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll try to stay next time for longer.
That's fine.
Alright. Catch you.
Alright, guys. We are joined with Sean now, and we're going to be talking about Call of Duty 2. So, he joined up, and we're doing the Call of Duty 2 article. So, like I said before, for Shotties to fill him in a little bit, we're not only just going to be reading some articles, we're going to be talking about our history with Call of Duty in general. Like, we're going to talk about, like, how we think of Call of Duty in the games we've played. So, just so you know. Anyway, Call of Duty 2. We're going to read the article about that. I'm going to read the first paragraph at the top where it says Call of Duty 2 is a 2005 first-person shooter game there, Shotties. So you can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so Call of Duty 2 is a 2005 first-person shooter video game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. In most regions of the world, it is the second installment of the Call of Duty series. Announced by Activision on April 7th, 2005, the game was released for Microsoft Windows on October 25th, 2005, and as a launch title for the Xbox 360 on November 22nd, 2005. The other versions were eventually released for OS X and mobile phones and pocket PCs. Wait, hold on. You can get Call of Duty 2 on your phone? I didn't know that. Did you know that? I had no idea you could get Call of Duty for your phone. That is news for me right there. Anyway, so you can get Call of Duty for your phone and for pocket PCs. What is a pocket PC? I don't think I remember what a pocket PC is. But it is on Microsoft Windows Mobile and Xbox 360. It's also on PlayStation 2 because I've played Call of Duty 2 on PlayStation 2 as well. I know it's on PlayStation 2. Call of Duty 3 is also on PlayStation 2. I don't know why it keeps leaving out some of these different things. For the console spin-off, see Call of Duty Big Red One. Okay, so there's apparently two different types of Call of Duty 2. There's the Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 2 Big Red One. Now, I remember that title. So, I'm going to read the second paragraph as well there, Shotties. Because I think we lost your mic for a second. The game is set during World War II, and the campaign mode is experienced through the perspectives of 4 soldiers, one in the Red Army, and one in the United States Army, and 2 in the British Army. It contains 4 individual campaigns split into 3 stories, with a total of 27 missions. Many features were added and changed from the original Call of Duty. Notability, regeneration, health, and an icon that increases a nearby grenade about to explode. Okay, so what they added in this one was they added these storylines. Like I said, I didn't fully play Call of Duty 2. I barely played it. But I knew it was during World War II, and I knew about the one soldier, which was the Red Army one. I didn't know that it was split off into three different countries of an army, because there's actually four, but there's only three different groups that these soldiers were in. Now, I didn't know that part because like I said, I didn't play this game all the way through. I did play it. I didn't play it all the way through. But it says it has a total of 27 missions. That at this time was pretty big storyline. Pretty decent storyline. And it was actually a pretty good one, apparently, because they said that the first Call of Duty didn't have, the grenade where you could see it on the ground about to explode at your feet or something. They added that. And they also added regenerating health. So that is cool. Because I remember you always had to heal up as well for Call of Duty. You didn't regenerate your health. So that was fun that they added that. I completely forgot that they did that. That they had to re-heal yourself. Like, I haven't played the first Call of Duty in so long. And it makes a lot of sense. But like I said, I can't believe it's on a mobile phone. I'm going to have to look it up. Because it says Call of Duty 2 on mobile phone. How is it on a mobile phone? I don't know. I don't know how we're going to get it on mobile. I think you probably just have to, I don't know. I have no idea. I did not know. I had no idea it was like that. Alright, so the game drew critical praise, particularly for the graphics, sound, and the praise, for the graphics and the sound. And the regenerating health system, the Xbox 360 version sold more than 250,000 copies in the first week. More than 2 million copies by January 2008, and nearly 6 million copies by November 2013. So, like I said, Call of Duty 2 was a big hit in general. What was that? I heard a weird noise.
I don't know.
Was you muted the whole time?
No.
Oh. I couldn't hear a word you said for a while. Was you talking? No.
Surprisingly, it was really quiet in my house for a while.
What is happening to your headset?
I don't know.
Wait. It was fine for a second till you moved it. Sounds like you're on Minecraft walking around.
Alright, give me a
Sounds like
second.
the grass. There you go. That works. I can hear you now, I think.
That fixed?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
That sounds good. Alright, so you did you hear everything I was talking about for Call of Duty 2?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you have any opinions about the game?
Well, to be honest, I never played Call of Duty 2. I started off with Call of Duty 3.
You started off with Call of Duty 3?
Yeah.
Call of Duty 3 was a good one. But like I said, all of these games, at the time, I never really went through the whole campaign. Call of Duty 1, I didn't go all the way through it either. But I did play it. I'm not going to lie about that. I did play all of them. But I never went all the way through. Just like I said, for Call of Duty 2, I didn't know it split off into like 3 different country armies. You know what I mean? I didn't know it did that.
I only knew about the United States one. I didn't know there was Red Army and the British Army.
I think it starts off with the Red Army, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. Maybe it did start off with the United States Army. But yeah, when you think of World War II games, that's what you immediately think of, right? It's going to be starting off with the United States Army.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I would have. That's exactly what I would have thought as well. If I didn't play the game. But like I said, I played it, and I'm pretty sure it started off with Red Army. Do you want to read, which article should we go to now? let's see. I kind of want to read Call of Duty 3, but click on the it says Call of Duty World at War. Click on that one, that article. We're gonna read it next, and I'm gonna let you read it at the beginning of the thing if you want. Shawty's he still there? I think his mic cut out again. Oh, I hear him now.
Okay, I figured out the problem. Whenever I log into the article, that's
Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh, so you can't read the article then?
no, I could. You can hear me right now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
See what I'm doing? I'm like doing that thing where you know how you can swipe up and change, like take off your like recently viewed pages and stuff.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm doing that so I can read it at the same time and talk to you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alright, so you can read the first paragraph then?
Yeah, the Call of Duty World at War is a 2008.
Yeah, read that.
All right, I got you. Call of Duty World at War is a 2008 first-person shooter game developed by Treyarch and published by Activision. It was released for Microsoft Windows, the PlayStation 3, Wii. It was on the Wii?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one was on the Wii. I played a little bit of it on the Wii.
That's cool. In the Xbox 360 in November 2008. It is the fifth main installment of the Call of Duty series and returns to the setting to the World War II. The game is also the first title in the Black Ops storyline. World at War received ports featuring different storyline versions while remaining in the World War II setting. For the Nintendo DS and PlayStation 2, it was the first game in the series to feature the Zombies mode featured in later sequels. A Windows mobile version was also made available by Glue Mobile.
Glue Mobile. So, like I said, I played this Call of Duty here. I think I actually beat the campaign one. I did not know it was part of the Black Ops storyline. I did not know that part. So I guess if it's part of the Black Ops storyline, this is the only Black Ops game I like then, out of the Call of Duty series. But I didn't know it was on Nintendo. I did not play it on Nintendo. I seen it in like GameStop once. That's how I knew it was on Nintendo. Now I don't think I ever played the zombies feature of it because I didn't know there was. I don't think I seen it whenever I was in the main menu for it. I just didn't see it. But like I said, I knew it was on Wii because I played it on the Wii. But I did not know it was on PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360.
I knew it was on Xbox 360 because I still have the game.
Yeah, I like this game. This Call of Duty was a lot of fun. I like this one. This one was probably my favorite one. Besides for the first Call of Duty. I think this one was my favorite one. Because I played this one a lot. Now, of course, I knew all of them was on Windows because, at the time, computer games was the only thing really being made. And then they started bringing, console games really coming out. So, that's how I knew it was on Windows. It's just made sense that it was on Windows. But also, here's another Call of Duty game I did not know was on mobile. PlayStation, I did not know it was on mobile, but I knew it was on PlayStation. I need to figure out where these Call of Duty World at War and the Call of Duty 2 is on mobile because I would like to download them. So if someone can figure that out on the podcast here, let me know in the comments on YouTube in case you're watching it on YouTube. But if you figure it out, let me know via Twitter or the other social medias that is in the description of each video. So, or each recording, that is. So, like I said, I didn't know it was part of the Black Ops storyline, and I did not know it was part of the, another mobile version. So,
yeah,
that is pretty cool. And I also didn't know it was on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. But that is more news, A Windows mobile. Wait, what does it mean, Windows mobile? Does it mean it has to?
I don't know.
Laptop?
It says Windows Mobile, but it also says it's made. I guess we're gonna have to do more research about that, to be honest.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. Definitely. Okay, so the narrative for the narrative. Oh gosh, I can't speak. The narrative for the campaign mode focuses on the Pacific and Eastern Front. Uh, theaters of World War II, involving the United States Empire of Japan and Soviet Union, and Nazi Germany. It is told from the perspectives of Marine Rider Private C. Miller, U.S. Navy Petty Officer Lukey, and Red Army Soldier Private Delmer Pernico. I cannot say his last name. Now, like I said, Private Miller, you hear that name a lot during the campaign.
Yeah.
You hear Private Miller a lot. I think, doesn't he in the game die, Private Miller? Do they make him die? I can't remember. I believe that this these perspectives are from real soldiers, but I think they just made him die because he was kind of like, you know what I mean? He stopped his story about the game or something. And they just said that he could die there or something. I don't know. I can't remember if Private Miller died or not, but I do know Private Miller was a lot. You know what I mean? I hear that name a lot in this game. Private Miller, and I believe.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he did.
Private something. There was another private that was spoken a lot in this game that they didn't mention in that title there. And it's based on several historical battles. So I believe D-Day was in this series as well, I believe. I think D-Day was on one of these historical battles that they was talking about. The multiplayer component of the game contains various game modes and a leveling system that allows the player to unlock additional weapons and rewards as the progress, similar to Call of Duty 4 and repeated in many following Call of Duty entries. Vehicles in the form of tanks that players can control appear in the certain multiplayer maps. The game also contains downloadable content called map packs, which can be purchased online purchased online. A new feature to the series was the addition of a cooperative mode, which supports up to 2 players locally and 4 players online, as well as the addition of the Zombies mode. So, Zombies mode. Like I said, I didn't know that was a thing on here, but that's probably like added for the PlayStation 3 version of it, because PlayStation 2 there was, like you could get online on PlayStation 2 if you have a PlayStation 2 Pro, I believe.
Yeah.
But I don't think like local online play was an actual thing during that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and not only that, multiplayer was very interesting during the PlayStation 2 era. So it was like very, very interesting. But like I said, for these local play and stuff, I remember doing that for PlayStation 2, like playing local play with my sister. But I don't remember doing like the 4 players online. And of course, where I played on PlayStation 2, there was no internet there, so didn't even have a chance to even test that out. So yeah. The one thing that I missed about the old games, like any games in general, is that all you had to do was buy the disc, pop it in, and you didn't even have to wait for it to download. You didn't have to wait for it to update if it had an update. You didn't have to wait for it to do any of those things because, you didn't have to connect it to internet because you played on like PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1 or something. You didn't have internet access. So the bugs that was only getting patched was the games that was on like PC. So I don't know. I don't remember how many bugs was in Call of Duty World at War, but for PS2, those additions definitely didn't get fixed. Definitely didn't get fixed because you can't upgrade, you can't update, you can't update it on there.
Yeah.
So, can you read the next paragraph, or do you want me to continue reading? Where it says development of for World at War. Do you want me to continue reading that, or do you want to?
You can read that one. I'll read the next one.
Okay. Development for World at War took 2 years and began after the release of Techni's previous title, Call of Duty 3, which was also set in World War II and was their first title. And they developed for the series. The game is based on an enhanced version of the IW engine developed by Infinity War, with increased development in audio and visual effects. Tykes, I don't know how to say their brand name. Anyway, utilized the engine to make more parts of certain environments destructible and introduce limbs. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Dismembered and realistic burns to the character models. The game was announced by Activision on June 23rd, 2008. So, basically what they did was they went back through the game, apparently, like this other company went back through the game and just added like a little bit of more realistic stuff to it, where you could lose your limbs, apparently, and you could also get burned. I didn't remember that, but apparently that was a thing. I do know during like PlayStation 2 era for sure, like Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, you could cut people's heads off and arms off and stuff in that. I thought that was a lot of fun. So I like that. I wish they would bring that more into my games, but apparently someone seeing a headless body in Grand Theft Auto is not fun, apparently. So that's why Grand Theft Auto 5 doesn't like cut heads off like it did in Vice City, or basically any of the Call of Duty games and Grand Theft Auto games, apparently. So that's something that I missed and wish was still here.
That's crazy.
So yeah, you said you was gonna read the next paragraph, right?
Yeah.
You can start whenever.
World at War received positive reviews from critics, with praise directed at its intensity and violent nature, though it received criticism for its lack of innovation. It was also a commercial success, selling 3 million copies in the United States within the first 2 months of its release. That's a lot of sales.
That is a lot. That's wow. First 2 months. Sheesh.
Becoming one of the best-selling titles of 2008, it was also marked the beginning of the Black Ops sub-series, as characters from the game were carried over into its sequel, Call of Duty Black Ops 2010. Dang, that's like 2 years. The Xbox 360 version of World at War became backwards compatible on the Xbox in September 2016.
Okay. So, like they said, that they threw some characters that was in that game into the first actual like branded Call of Duty Black Ops game. So that's why whenever I was like playing Call of Duty Black Ops, because I played it just to test it one time, I heard a couple familiar names, and that's just like they said they carried some characters into the game. So, and apparently they tend to do that with a lot of different games. Like if you really pay attention, I believe Private Miller is mentioned in a couple of other games, and like other Call of Duties, and I swear that's one of the names I hear, and Sergeant Miller. So I'm thinking, well, maybe Sergeant Miller was Private Miller at one point, you know, because I swear I heard Sergeant Miller a couple times as well. So, like I said, they carry names onto it a lot, like Keegan. I heard Private Keegan. I don't know if it was at World at War or Call of Duty 2, but Keegan was definitely one of the names I heard a lot, and one of the games, and then they actually transferred it into a couple of the other games, like Modern Warfare 2, I believe Keegan was in. Then you have a couple other games that had Keegan in it anyway. So, like I said, they use that name a lot. They use a lot of these big names that they had in their games, and they keep putting them in, just changing like maybe their first name or maybe their last name, taking their last name, turning it into their first name or something, and they change it up that way. but no matter what, they still using the same names throughout the rest of their,
Franchise.
franchise. Yes, and it's just not different. It's different, but like the characters ain't different, and they almost have the same personality and stuff. So like Call of Duty, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I believe, with Ghost in it, and his name's Simon Riley, but everyone keeps thinking, well, maybe he's changed his name, maybe he was somebody before. If we're gonna do something like that, maybe we jump into one of the older games, because apparently, these games he's supposed to be in the war for a while, right? So maybe he's like one of those characters that's just maybe played in or you've probably seen his face in like a previous game that you didn't know it was Simon Riley because you thought it was Sergeant Miller or something. I don't know. I don't know. But that just gives you a good insight on that. Like, you gotta remember, they like using the same names or same character. So Simon Riley could be a same character from one of the other games that they changed their names for to put as Ghost in like the newer games. Yeah. So maybe, maybe. No one knows, but Activision knows, but we don't. And that's what. And from what I can tell, my suspicions are, because I heard they were making a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 soon, or they're already working on it or something like that, that my suspicions are, because if you listen on the Warzone 2, if you click on Ghost, like if you have the Ghost skin, you click on it, he says, "See me without my mask. Take off the mask." Like, I hear that as a things in there, and I'm thinking, well, okay, I heard about them talking about making Modern Warfare 3 soon. So maybe in the next Call of Duty, we might see Ghost without his mask. They hinted it to us at the end of this game, like at the end of Modern Warfare 2. They sort of hinted that he takes his mask off and shows everybody in the room. So maybe we're going to get that same cutscene, but from another perspective. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we're going to be Captain Price. And he's like, "Good to see you again, Simon." Almost showing that again. Because maybe Ghost is telling us a story or something, and that's a flashback. And then we're going to see something like that. That's something to think about. Something big time to think about. So, that's definitely, like, possible. Next game, we could actually see Ghost's face. And I'm a fan for Ghost as well, because I have played Call of Duty Ghost, and, like, the way the Ghost works is why I really like Ghost. Like, I played Modern Warfare 2. Ghost was in that. He was also my favorite character in it. But when I heard about Call of Duty Ghost comes out, and I know, apparently they're not supposed to be in the same franchise, like the same universe or whatever, they're different. But, like, the storyline behind Ghost in general just reminds me of any Ghost at all. But I swear, you hear someone named Simon or in the Call of Duty Ghost. So, that just, puts a connection somewhere. Am I right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah.
So, Ghost could be there somewhere, And the next game, we could get a face. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Activision's trying to throw us off, right? Maybe let's say Activision's just trying to throw us off their trail, right? That Call of Duty Ghost was a separate universe, right? Let's just say that they lied to us. Let's say that it wasn't part of a separate universe, right? And Logan. What was that guy's last name? Logan something, right?
I don't remember.
I don't remember his last name either. But Logan. Let's say Logan is Simon Riley. Let's say that Logan is the guy that Simon Riley is supposed to be. He just changed his name to Simon Riley. So, and at the end of the first Call of Duty Ghosts, because they were supposed to make a second one, remember? But it got so much hate that they didn't make a second one. That I wish they would have made a second one, because then we could actually know what happened to Logan. So what we're left on is just, well, Logan's captured, thrown into a hole. Well, and not only that, Simon Riley says that he's the only ghost. You know what I mean? He's the only ghost.
Mhm.
And at the end of the Call of Duty Ghost, what's his name? Merrick. He says that he's going to help hunt down all the ghosts. Well, maybe Simon Riley hunts down all the ghosts, kills all the ghosts. Let's just say he did, right? And he becomes the last ghost because he killed all the other ghosts, so he becomes the ghost once again. And since he has no other ghosts, he's the only ghost, and because he killed all the other ghosts, he just feels bad, so he changes his name from Logan to Simon Riley. So, if you really think about it, maybe Logan is Simon Riley. Maybe Ghost doesn't want to show himself because he took out all the other ghosts. That's just something to think about, But of course, Activision did say that those two franchises those two series are supposed to be separate. But like I said, they could be trying to throw us off their trail. We just don't know. We won't know until at least Modern Warfare 3 comes out, and we're gonna know for sure if what my suspicions are, if Ghost is gonna show his face or not. Because I believe at the after they canceled the Ghost franchise altogether, that they was just I'm pretty sure they showed what Logan looks like in one of the pictures. So I think if we could find one of those photos, we can actually piece it together to see if it's the same. But of course, not only that, just like they said in all the movies and all the games, if a character doesn't die, you don't see them die, they're not really dead. And just like they say for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where Alex is supposedly dead, and people keep thinking, well, maybe he's Ghost. But now that I really think about it, I don't see him being Ghost. I really don't. Because I think that it just doesn't make sense for Alex to be Ghost. The voice sounds different. The eye colors are different. And in general, he doesn't have the same tattoos. So, I don't think Alex is Ghost. I really don't. For the people that think Alex is Ghost, I just really don't think so. So, there's that. So, Shadi, if you go back to Discord, it shows an article above that World at War. It just says Call of Duty. If you open that up, this is going to tell us a little bit more about Call of Duty in general. So, Call of Duty is a first-person shooter video game franchise published by focused on games set in World War II over time, which is, like I said, World War II. It was focused on World War II, and I kind of wish Call of Duty stayed focused on World War II, because I just thought World War II was more interesting. So anyway, over time, the series has been has seen games set in the midst of the Cold War, futuristic world in the modern day. The games was first developed by Infinity Ward, then also by Transic and Sledgehammer Games. Several spin-offs and handheld games were made by other developers. The most recent title, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, was released on October 28th, 2022. So anyway, Call of Duty, like I said, was based off of World War II, and I wish it was still based off of World War II, because it just made more sense at the time, and I was just more into World War II than modern age war, because Modern Age War wasn't too interesting in my books, but if you really think about it, it kind of is nowadays, because the way Call of Duty is actually making it interesting in a certain way. But the futuristic, I don't like futuristic at all. Futuristic war is just not good at all. Like, I'm not into laser guns, and I'm not into like flying jetpacks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more into like old games, I guess, right? Old war and how that's supposed to be. Like, who says we're gonna go and fight Russia in outer space? Like, we're gonna just go fight Russia in outer space. Yeah, let's go do that. You know.
That's not fight in outer space.
The reason why I say that is because in Call of Duty Ghosts, at the beginning of it, you're fighting, I think, Russia in outer space, or fighting someone in outer space. And that's why I'm like, I don't... Like, at first, when I started playing Call of Duty Ghosts, I was seeing that we was in outer space. I was like, it's going to be one of those games where you'd be fighting in outer space the whole time. It's not going to be fun. But after that fight up in outer space, it's more like an apocalypse, you know? But not by zombies either. Like, it's not zombies taking over. It's more like an apocalypse for, like, humans. Like, it's like it's almost like what the Nazis would have done to the...
Yeah.
And I don't think that's gonna be too good. But I'd probably rather have that type of wasteland than the zombie apocalypse wasteland, because I mean, like, they're people. You shoot them once in the leg, they're probably not gonna get back up. Zombie apocalypse, you don't know what's gonna happen. So, you know, it's just like, yeah, you know, it's just makes more sense, I guess. But I guess it could be sort of in the future, you know, wasteland apocalypse type thing is like what Call of Duty Ghosts was about. But of course, they had another feature for Call of Duty Ghosts, which was like an Alien franchise on it. So it's like, oh, the Earth's all getting wiped out by aliens. That's crazy. I didn't like that. I really didn't. I didn't like that. So, Shotties, are you able to read the next paragraph, or do you want me to? All right, Shotties. So, you know where we left off at?
Yeah. Give me a second. I just
wait. Where did we leave off at?
Second paragraph.
We left off at where it said the series was originally focused on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. You read that.
Okay. Give me a second. Alright. The series originally focused on the World War II setting, with Infinity War developing the first and second titles in the series of Treyarch's developing the third, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, introducing a second modern setting, and proved to be the breakthrough title for the series, creating the Modern Warfare sub-series. The game's legacy also influenced by the creation of the remastered version released in 2016. Two other entries, Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, were made. The sub-series received a reboot with Modern Warfare in 2019, with a sequel released in 2022.
Okay, so anyway, like they said, they just brought out for Call of Duty 4. Apparently, it was supposed to be like a new age. I guess they got tired of World War II theme, so they said we're gonna just throw in Modern Warfare. And Modern Warfare was a big hit for Call of Duty, because I'm guessing people were starting to, you know, get off the deep end with the with the World War II. But a lot of people still like World War II. But, you know, it's Modern Warfare. Sounds different, sounds cooler, and it really was a big success. And it stayed like that for very long time. It looks like. Oh no, wait, no, not too long actually. Because it was released in 2000. The next episode, the next series was released in 2009, so it wasn't out there for too much longer, but it was out there for a bit. Since Modern Warfare 3 was released in 2011, so Modern Warfare was in development for like the third one for like a little while. It looks like took them a good bit, and then it was also remastered in 2016. So they must have thought they had to or something with the 2011 release of 2000 of the World War 3 of Modern Warfare 3. So yeah. Where did you leave off, Shotties? You left off at right here, the sequel that was left off there. Infinity Ward have also developed 2 games outside of Modern Warfare's sub-series, Ghost and Infinite Warfare, sorry. My opinion on Infinite Warfare, it wasn't that good of a game. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like that one. That one wasn't that good. So, the series on Ghost was a great one. I don't know why they didn't. They should make a Call of Duty Ghost 2. They definitely should.
Yeah.
Like it was such a good one. Tekken made one of the last World War II based games of World at War in 2008. Before releasing Black Ops 2 2010, they subsequent creating the Black Ops sub-series. 4 other entries, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and 4, and Cold War were made. The letter and construction with Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, who were co-developers for Modern Warfare 3. I swear Raven Software was also made to make the World at War was as well. So I believe, right? Or am I wrong?
I think you're right.
So, okay, yeah. So, here were co-developers of Modern Warfare 3 that have also developed 3 titles: Advanced Warfare, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2. World War 2. Goodness gracious, and Vanguard. Now, like I said, Advanced Warfare wasn't too good of one to me as well. I didn't like it, but World War 2, from what I've seen of it, was pretty good. And Vanguard, it was alright.
I like Vanguard.
What's your opinion on Advanced Warfare?
I do not really play Advanced Warfare that much, but I don't really like the gameplay of it that much.
Yeah, me neither. It's more like futuristic, and I'm not into futuristic. Like I said, I'm not into like the little pew pew guns. It's not probably why I wasn't into Star Wars. Yeah, I'm not into that type of stuff. Do you want to read the next paragraph where it says, as of April 2021?
Yeah, give me a sec. Okay. Jesus. As of April 2021, the series has sold over 4 million copies. Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, the games in the series have constantly released annual and blockbuster level sales. The series is verified by Guinness World Records and the best-selling first-person shooter game series. It also the most successful video game franchise created in the United States and the 4th best-selling video game franchise of all time. Other products in the franchise include a line of action figures designed by Plan B Toys, a card game created by Upper Deck Company, Mega blocks set by Mega Brands, and a comic book ministry published by Wildstorm Productions.
So, just like everyone said before, I think before Ghost came out, like on Modern Warfare 2, they had a comic book about it, about a storyline, or it's either before Modern Warfare 2 came out or after somewhere. They had a storyline a little bit about Simon Riley, and that's what people think that they are going to go off of, is like from that. But like they said, it's a new era on the Modern Warfare series. Like they kind of scratched the old one. They kind of threw it in the garbage, you know.
Yeah.
With the new one that's out, and it's also in Guinness World Records, so that's interesting enough, you know. Guinness World Records, it must be really popular somewhere to be in there. I think it's because it's probably the most. I think this is actually the most series franchise in the world right now. Like, I think it's got more titles than most franchises out there.
It does, most definitely.
That's probably why it's in the Guinness World Record. If not, they need to add it to it for that. They need to put that in there as their things, because I'm pretty sure it is. They got so many Call of Duties, so many. So, what do you think of Warzone in general? Like, you think it's a good idea to have it or bad?
For which Warzone? The Warzone 2.0 or just regular Warzone?
Either one. You can talk about either one.
Well, Warzone 2.0 I don't really like that much, because the guns and stuff on there are like it's realistic and stuff, but it's like weird. It's not as the same way the regular Warzone was and how it was designed.
Yeah, I think they got in trouble with a few a few guns in the first one. I think because I think a few guns that they had that was in there that you're not allowed to put on games and stuff because they're like name copyrighted or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And I think that's one reason why they just quit having those types of guns in there. And that's why there's some made up names for certain ones. The Honey Badger, it's called the Camille or something in there. It's supposed to be called the Honey Badger. I mean, look at its design. It's completely the same. Mm-hmm. The Scar is called the TAQ something now. It looks exactly like the Scar. So, I don't know exactly, but it's what my theory is on that. I don't know fully. I don't have proof behind it. I can't say that's exactly why. But from what I've heard, that is why the guns are named different, But I see what you're saying. It's not the same with the names being different and the way the guns look as well. Some guns look different. Now, Vanguard, like I said, I like Vanguard a lot. The only thing I hate about Vanguard is that you got mythics in there, like the mythic guns, and it takes away of the theme of the older, World War II type of theme that it was in.
Yeah.
It wasn't fully World War II themed, but it was right in that era,
Yeah. It was World War themed / modernized.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like it. Because you know what I mean. It was all right. The campaign was pretty good. Yeah, but now the multiplayer is where it got screwed up in, and it just didn't work. Just fell apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's probably why they quit with. And that's probably why it didn't have that many copies sold. Because I think it had the least amount of copies sold of the new gen games. I think. I'm not too sure. But, so that's one reason why I don't like that part of it. But besides for that, I played a lot of Vanguard. And I like the way that they added clans to Vanguard. Because I got a clan on there now. So I thought it was a lot of fun that they added that. And for the new Modern Warfare 2, instead of clans, they called it group. It's a group now. But it's basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a lot of fun. The way that's all put together. I know normally for YouTube, I usually have the screen recorded for the reading paragraph thing. But every time I tried to record it, it kept saying that something was blocking the recording, so I couldn't record the article. Sorry for the people on YouTube. That's why it's been a blank screen, showing what it showed last time for the thing. But besides for that, I still have all the websites that we did read linked in the description for people to know. And so the podcast places that is on that this goes to doesn't yell at me for false reading or something like that. It's all in the description. So yeah, if you guys want to go check all that out, check out Shoddy's. He's got a YouTube and he's got a Twitch, right?
Yep.
Twitch. Yeah. The same name, right? Black Shoddy's Jr. Yep. So yeah, go check that out. I'll have his Twitch in the description, his YouTube. I believe you can get it by just going to my main channel and looking down friends there. You should see it there. If it's not there, I'll be changing it today to putting it there. But yeah. Anything you would like to say to the audience, Shoddies?
Not really. Besides subscribe to Sloke.
There you go. Subscribe, follow, and this is Gamers Recap on Anything on another great podcast. I'm your host, Slough10. Stay awesome, everyone, and peace out. Hello guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out all the other ones and click subscribe and check out the other 2 videos. Peace out, guys.